Hi there, welcome to I Alone Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Scorpio energy. We're going to get a few of these cards out, then I'm going to use this other deck to get a few cards out of what might be the potential outcome. And it all depends on how people handle these energies. We have free will. We can be in high vibe Scorpio energy or low vibe Scorpio energy. Low vibe Scorpio energy could just be people who are more aligned with their worldly nature. They don't think that there's a higher purpose to life than being here and indulging yourself in money and materialism and status and image. They think that is the purpose to life. And people who are in high vibe Scorpio energy are people who know that life's to explore the mysteries of life. You know, we're emotionally complex human beings. We're meant to explore the highs and lows of life. Shadowy Scorpio can be people who like to prefer to live an emotionally shallow life because they don't want to explore the mysteries of life. They don't want to deal with their emotions. They might think life is just about death, sex, and taxes, and that's what they're going to focus on. High vibe Scorpio is people who love themselves, believe in themselves, they haven't given up on their dreams, they believe in love, they believe in other people, they trust other people. You know, they get to know people to see if people are aligned with the foundation of love or not. And some people, you know, our shadow nature can be our more fearful, immature, selfish, greedy, lazy nature. So we're going to talk about people in their shadow nature. We know people can be atrocious. So, you know, depending on what comes up, you've got to use your intuition. You know what your fears and insecurities are and what holds you back in life. And you have to use your intuition about other people in your life. Not everybody that you know is, you know, a completely awful person, needless, you know. So, the bottom of the deck is the reason for the reading. We either listen to our intuition or we have illusions about the world. Our intuition is like our soul that wants us to grow to our full potential, to believe in ourselves, believe in our dreams. Or we're living in illusion and we're letting our mind, our fears, the world kind of confuse us about the truth of life. So the people that are in high vibe energy right now are listening to their intuition. They are letting their creative, inspired, like inner child, hopeful, believing nature out. And the Seven of Swords reverse, if there was someone, they're not going to be deceived anymore. Oh no, actually that's the Five of Swords. People who are listening to their intuition are taking creative action around their own mental conflict about being in conflict with their pride and ego. Because we're either aligned with our more worldly nature, which is kind of our prideful, egotistical nature of, I know best, it's about my wants, my needs, my fear, my insecurity, or we align with our loving, hopeful nature. And the people who are listening to their intuition are taking that youthful, believing nature to get over their inner conflict about coming to balance with this dualistic nature that they have. And they're choosing, in the Leo sun energy, choosing love. I choose to be bold and brave and confident. I choose to temper my more worldly base nature, my more prideful, egotistical nature. I choose to be in life-giving energy. I choose to love myself, appreciate myself, be optimistic, be authentically myself. And in the Knight of Cups, I believe in my dreams, and I'm going to offer love to the future. And I'm going to have that new inspired beginning in my life. And I'm going to listen to my intuition to guide me. And they might want to have a new beginning with other people in the world that harness high vibe Pisces energy, that also listen to their intuition. And when we move forward in our life, we're kind of going into unknown territory, which is what the moon can talk about too, and that can be scary. You know, we can't see everything clearly. We haven't been there before. It's like, you know, when you first go to college or you go to get a new job or go to make a new friend or move to a new location, you know, it's scary because it's unknown territory, and fears and insecurities are going to bubble up from underneath the surface. And when we listen to our intuition, we can take that creative, inspired action so we don't get caught up in our head and start to battle back and forth within us. We keep believing that if we keep moving forward, being optimistic, being hopeful, staying in an energy of being encouraging and supportive to ourselves, that we will come out the other side and be able to keep moving forward and have that new beginning. We keep focused on the new beginning that we want to have. Now, the people that might be in shadowy energy, they still have some fears or insecurities or that they haven't dealt with, kind of makes me think, and I use the analogy a lot, but say when you're young and you're dating people and you keep dating maybe people who are immature, reckless, disrespectful, whatever, and you keep having illusions about them, and that's what the moon talks about, kind of like being in denial of the truth. And eventually it gets to be where we get sick and tired of dealing with people who are immature and reckless and having hope and faith that one day they'll grow up. And when eventually we say, I've got to listen to my intuition. I can't do this anymore. If people don't show up being decent and loving and kind and respectful, I don't want anything to do with them anymore. I'm not going to date an illusion anymore. But there's some people that still have illusions about the world, about other people. They're not seeing things clearly because they have some lessons to learn in life. They could be caught up in the illusions of the world. With Page of Wands energy, it could be some people that are still kind of immature, and it's more about their wants, their needs, their lusts, their greed. And in the Five of Swords is Aquarius energy. And fives in tarot are about change. And some people, Aquarius energy is about seeing things from a higher perspective and having hope and faith and belief in yourself, in humanity. And some people reject seeing things from a higher perspective because their more worldly nature could be what's dominating their life. And they think that indulging in those things of the world and making those the primary factor in their life is what's going to fulfill them. Money, materialism, drugs, sex, rock and roll. And those things really have a hold on them. They still have lessons to learn. And in the Five of Wands and the Sun card are Leo energy, which can be about our pride and ego. There could be some people that are very competitive, is what the Five of Wands talk about. And they really maybe have a lot of pride and ego. They want to look like a shining star, like they've had a new beginning. And they could communicate to the competition, which is basically their shadow nature, that I want to take action in my pride and ego. I want to offer love, maybe to a Pisces, to have a new beginning. And maybe there is someone in their life who is, when we have lessons to learn in life, magically there's people in our life that, might be around to tempt us to get in a relationship with them because we have lessons to learn in life. We are drawn and attracted to people that come into our life basically to learn lessons, for us to learn lessons from. If there's things about ourselves, like say we don't know our worth and value, okay, we're going to get you in a relationship with someone who's creating an illusion. They might be the one communicating to you that they want to have a new beginning because they're kind of in their pride and ego, or they've got inner conflict and they think you'll make them feel better. So it could be that, they want to look like they're a shining star getting in a relationship with you. And if you're not seeing and listening to your intuition, or other people in the world who aren't listening to their intuition, because someone communicates to them that they want to have a new beginning, some people who could still have illusions, maybe about someone from their past, or someone who basically reminds them of their past, it's kind of like repeating a pattern of the past. Because either we've learned lessons in life and we don't have mental conflict about moving forward, and we have gotten balance between ourselves and we're ready to have a new beginning and we're ready to move forward in life, or we're kind of tempted to keep repeating patterns of the past because of our fear, our insecurity, our pride, our ego, whatever. So some of the people right now who don't maybe believe in themselves in their dreams. Maybe they haven't learned how to love and believe in themselves yet. They still haven't dealt with their own fears and insecurities that they keep hidden beneath the surface. Those people might have a new beginning, operating more from pride and ego and fear and insecurity as the driving factor. They might get in a relationship with someone else. They might, I don't know. They might be moving forward in a way trying to emotionally confuse people. Because if some people are very competitive, and they're very egotistical or emotionally defensive, they don't want probably people to know that. So the moon can talk about trying to confuse people and emotionally confuse people. You might have someone communicating with you because the Page of Wands is a messenger from like a King of Wands, Queen of Wands energy. You might have someone communicating with you, and what you need to do is listen to your intuition. You know, before we're able to move forward and have our new beginning, we have to have learned the lessons we were meant to learn from that past cycle of life. And it's kind of like, you know, things happen in our life to test us. Are you ready to move forward, or do you need to repeat a pattern of life because you haven't learned your lessons from that? Are you still kind of competitive? Are you still in your pride and ego? Do you want to look like the winner? Are you still competing with people in the world? Or have you realized that your biggest competition in life is your shadow nature? If you keep giving in to your more immature, selfish, greedy, lustful, fearful, insecure nature, there's nothing more that could run your life off into the ditch than that. Other people can try to throw you under the bus, kick you to the curb. Are you going to stay there? Or are you going to get yourself up and say, I'm not doing that again? I've learned my lesson. If you act like people I've known in my life, I'm going to listen to my intuition about you. I've already been through that, and I'm not doing it again. If you have someone communicating to you and you think they're trying to emotionally confuse you or manipulate you, because that's what people can do in their shadow nature, because they're not trying to build a relationship on truth and honesty and love. Either they're fearful, they're insecure, they're competitive, they have their own agenda. You might illuminate some things that you know. You're going to try to shed light to see what's hidden beneath the surface. You might offer peace and love to people if they're willing to take bold and brave, confident action about illusions, about their fears, about their insecurities. Because some of these people that could communicate with you, it could be people in your life. It could be a child of yours. It could be a parent or a sibling or a friend that, you know, likes to create illusion and is really competitive. And, you know, if you have somebody who wants to compete with you and fight with you, who wants to live your life like that? You know, you might choose to be in high vibe Leo energy if you know some people are being kind of shadowy. It's like, you know what? I wish you peace, but I'm moving on. You know, if you're not open and honest and authentic, and you haven't done the work within yourself to get out of your mental conflict and your competitive nature and your pride and ego to be open and honest and authentic, I wish you peace, but I'm moving on. So basically, you'd be taking inspired action about someone in your life who could be acting kind of shadowy. And just like you could have shadowy people, because we go out in the world and there's all sorts of people out there, right? There's some people who are in their shadow nature. They're manipulative, selfish, greedy, indulgent. They want to be in a relationship with you for their own selfish reasons or whatever reasons. And then there's also people in your life who might want to communicate with you because they're intuitive that you are someone who's let go of your more mental conflict that you could have had in your life for whatever reason. Maybe you moved on from somebody who is secretive or creates illusion or keeps secrets. And someone could communicate to you because they could see you're no longer a mental conflict about some people in your life that you've come to balance, that you're shining bright, you're having a new beginning, you're ready to move forward in your life. And they might want to communicate with you that they want to move forward with you also, or be your friend, or get to know you. The whole thing is, are you going to listen to your intuition, or are you going to be in your pride and ego and like, oh, but I want to do that, my lust, my greed, my whatever? Are you going to listen to your intuition? Because your intuition, kind of like your soul, wants the best for you. Listen to your intuition about people who try to communicate with you. Some people in the world might still be under the illusions of the world, making their life more about pride, ego, image, and stuff like that. They're still very competitive, and they're not willing to see things from a higher perspective. And they might want to communicate to someone who seems to be shining very bright. And what they don't realize is that they're going to learn some lessons from that person, because if they have illusions about high vibe people, the high vibe people are going to illuminate the truth. If this person has any illusions about you, thinking you're competitive, that secretly you're emotionally confused, you're going to be like, no, I'm not going to make decisions out of fear and insecurity or lust or greed or pride and ego. I'm moving forward in love. What about you? And I'll be like, oh shit, yeah, no, good day. And then they might go try to manipulate someone else who's shining bright. And if they get in a relationship with someone who's in shadowy energy like them, and they're not seeing that person clearly, the person who they might communicate with might be someone who is offering to have a new beginning with them, who wants to move forward in a new relationship. What the people that aren't seeing things clearly, that are making decisions out of pride or ego or fear or insecurity or lust or greed, is that they're going to learn some lessons from that life experience, that it isn't going to be what they thought it was. So, some people in their Scorpio high vibe energy are taking that bold creative action to have a new beginning. To offer love to the future, and they're going to take bold, brave, confident action about their own fears and insecurities, maybe deal with their fears and insecurities that they haven't been willing to look at before, maybe deal with their prideful, egotistical nature, so that they can move forward. They're finally ready to take that action to, why am I fearful? Why am I insecure? Why don't I believe in myself? Why do I keep doing the same old thing? Why don't I dare move forward? And the people that are in shadowy energy are rejecting seeing things from a higher perspective, because that causes them mental conflict. And they're still living in illusion and pride and ego, emotional defensiveness. And they're going to go try to have maybe a new beginning with someone else, creating an illusion. Because people create the illusion. I'm just, I'm fair, I'm loyal, I'm committed, I trust people. And they don't. It's more that they're fearful and insecure and self-defensive. Some people, the Four of Swords is Libra energy, which is about justice and fairness and balance. Some people fear being just and fair in a relationship, because in the Emperor energy, maybe in shadowy Aries energy, high vibe Aries energy would be someone who's bold and brave and confident. They're willing to move forward in their life, male or female. They're willing to let go of old ways of being to keep growing and maturing in the world. And they're willing to make decisions that are best for everyone involved. Those are the kind of people you want to move forward with. You want to move forward with people who've healed from past pain and heartbreak, so they're not emotionally defensive or fearful and insecure in their ego. You want to be with people who've healed, who've chosen to align with love and hope and faith and belief. People who are making mature decisions in their life, not letting their fear or their insecurity or their lust or greed or their more immature nature run their life. The people that are in shadowy energy might even move forward in a different relationship, go get in a different relationship, hiding the fact that they wish they would heal things with people who are mature, who are loving. But in order to move forward with those people, they would have to reflect on the past and on the truth and, choose to align with love and hope and faith and belief. And they could be someone that they're more shadowy Aries energy of wanting to be more bossy and controlling and more about their wants, their lusts, their greed, kind of stops them from having the emotionally fulfilling life that they could have. In order to move forward and be loving and just, you have to learn how to fill your own cup. You have to learn how to nurture yourself and treat yourself with compassion and forgiveness. You have to let go of the past and choose happiness. And some people don't, they hide that beneath the surface. Like, no, I hide my just nature, my loving nature, and my mature nature under the surface because I'm all about wanting to indulge myself in the world. The Nine of Cups can be drinking, but it's just symbolic for, in my more immature nature, I want to indulge myself in the world. I want it to be all about me. I don't want to have to be just and fair. I don't want to have to take other people's wishes and dreams or feelings into account. I want it to be all about me and my wants and my needs. And, I'm very competitive. I'm very prideful or egotistical. I'm very self-centered. I just want to go have a new beginning and indulge myself in the world. So basically, you high vibe people who've learned those lessons in life and don't have illusions that the things of the world are going to bring you emotional wish fulfillment and you don't want to repeat those past patterns. You're moving forward in life with the people in your life, the relationships that you're in, and all of you are people who don't live an illusion that, oh, I can be selfish and greedy, right? Oh, I can be stubborn and prideful, right? No. Everybody that's moving forward in your life and working together with you cooperatively are people who listen to their intuition to keep moving forward in love. Everybody takes time to deal with their own pain and heartbreak and stay aligned with love and make mature decisions because they value this emotionally fulfilling relationship. You just might have had some people that aren't moving forward with you because they still are kind of caught up in their fears, their insecurities, or their illusions that they either have about other people, like, oh my gosh, that's the person I should align with. And the thing is, there might be people in their life who want to heal things with someone they view as a love option, but it could be more about the fact that they don't know how to love themselves. They don't believe in themselves. They don't believe in their dreams because Nine of Cups is Pisces energy. They're more about, I want to look like a boss in the world, or I want to get in a relationship. I think that'll heal me, won't it? It's like, no. Nothing's, a relationship can provide a loving, supportive, encouraging environment, but if people never take action within that supportive environment to work through their own mental conflict, to get balance within themselves, to choose love and keep moving forward in love, then the people who don't ever do that, they kind of repeat this same pattern like, well, I don't think it starts in me. I don't think it's work I have to do within myself. Can't I just go get in a relationship? Won't that like heal me? It's like, no, that's an illusion. That's being codependent. We're meant to learn to love ourselves, to be bold and brave, to nurture our own inner child that has wishes and dreams, and to get out of our head thinking it's all about us looking like a shining star in the world and being the center of attention and everybody's supposed to like make us the center of their world. We're not anybody's child anymore. We're an adult. We're supposed to see life from a higher perspective. We're supposed to learn to nurture our own self. We're supposed to come into balance in our pride and ego that we're not the center of the universe anymore, like we might have been when we were a child and very egocentric. We're supposed to learn how to be in life-giving energy within ourselves. how to be bold and brave and authentically ourselves, to not let our fear and insecurity stop us, and learn how to believe in ourselves and, connect in with our emotions and intuition so we're willing to take bold, brave, confident action into unknown territory, which might be healing from past pain and heartbreak that makes us maybe defensive to being vulnerable or open in a relationship. And if we were to heal from those things that we keep hidden, that is stopping us from currently being open and vulnerable, and we were to align with loving ourselves and believing in ourselves and treating ourselves with compassion and forgiveness, we'd get to a point where we could make more mature decisions, and we wouldn't be so egocentric and so consumed with making it all about us. And we decide, I'm emotionally self-sovereign. My fear, my insecurity, my pride, my ego isn't running my life anymore. And I choose to be happy. And then we go from 9 of Cups down to 4 of Cups, which is letting go of a 5 of Cups, letting go of regrets of the past. Working on our own foundation, holding back from people in our life who might have emotionally walked away from us, that caused us to be in regret. And we put in work in our own foundation so that we don't sit there feeling desperate and afraid because, well, people walked away from me before, so I don't dare work together with other people. I don't dare move forward. It's more about me and my ego and indulging myself in the world. When we choose to be happy and deal with our regrets of the past and work on our own foundation to free us from our fear or insecurity and our pride and ego, that's when we can move forward in life and walk away from ways of being that don't bring us emotional fulfillment. And we call judgment on ourselves, and we also call judgment on other people in our life who chose to walk away, who might have hurt us. Maybe they were in their pride and ego. Maybe they were in fear and insecurity. It's basically getting to a place where you just wish peace to the past, to let the past go and not let the past keep dictating your life. And that's when we let our heart and our intuition guide us, and we have hope and faith and belief in our future, and we can offer love and respect and kindness to other people because we're not afraid of them rejecting us. It's like, you've got free will. If you're not there and you can't do that, I wish you peace, and I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm not going to take it personally that other people have free will, and they might be immature, they might be angry, they might be mad, they might be selfish and greedy, who knows what they are, hurtful, whatever. That's where they're at. And we wish them peace, and we keep moving on. And we offer love to our illusions and our fears and our insecurities so that we can see through the illusions and the fear to see all the possibilities ahead of us. And we put in the work and effort to get balanced within ourselves, paying as much attention to our worldly nature and our stability and security and the things in the world as we do to our emotional, spiritual, intuitive, creative, hopeful, believing nature. Operating from a foundation of love within ourselves instead of like pain and heartbreak or materialism or my wants, my lust, my greed. We work from a foundation of love so that we can work together with others and have a new emotional beginning to have our dreams come into reality, because we've seen the truth. That the truth is about letting our inner child nature of hope and faith and belief out. Not stuffing it in a closet and saying, I've got to be a grown-up now. We're not thinking about love and creativity and whatever. Life's a dog-eat-dog world. Well, life's a dog-eat-dog world if that's how you want to look at it. The truth is, we need to take bold, creative, inspired action to overcome our inner conflict, to overcome our pride and ego, to overcome our fear and insecurities, our more self-centered, selfish nature, if we want to have a victory really worth defending. Now, for the people that are in shadowy energy, they still have a lot of inner conflict. Their pride, their defensiveness is still running their life. They might go make a love offer to someone who might be offering to have a new, maybe sexual beginning with them. But the person who they're going to go get in a relationship with, because when they align with their more shadowy nature, they're going to align with people in the world who are also probably aligned with their shadowy nature, or they're going to try to create an illusion and manipulate people. But for some of them, they're going towards someone who's creating the illusion that they want to heal a relationship, or that's what they're telling someone. I want to heal things with you. But really, it could be more about their ego. It's not about being an emotionally fulfilling relationship. Haven't learned how to fill their own cup. It's kind of more about them indulging themselves, maybe because a relationship they had wanted to be in didn't work out. And they feel a little afraid and desperate, and they're not willing to do that work to learn the lessons they were meant to learn from that life experience to keep moving forward. So they're kind of repeating a pattern of the past. And, if they're not really building a relationship based on love and they're doing it out of fear or feeling desperate, it's not a very stable foundation, and people might walk away eventually because it was kind of more like a Band-Aid type of thing. I want to feel better now. Some of them might say, I am willing, I want to hold on to you and move forward with you because I've decided I do like to present myself as like a loving family person in the world, even though it's just an illusion. But I'll present myself as a loving family person to you and create that illusion so you'll exchange resources with me. Time, energy, effort, hugs, kisses, money, materialism. But I'm going to use my emotions kind of manipulatively in order to get you to offer me a new emotional beginning. Because my dream is to keep repeating this pattern of life, my illusions. Some people have illusions about what relationships are supposed to be about. They don't think it is about being truthful and honest and vulnerable and loving. Maybe that isn't how they grew up viewing life or relationships, and they think life is all about, don't we get in a relationship because of like status and image and money and materialism, and I don't know, maybe to boss and control someone or make it all about my wants, my needs, my lust, my greed. Their idea is to move forward, maybe in a new beginning, being defensive and not letting their more vulnerable, loving, truthful nature out to play. And so they're going to continue to be in their pride and ego and defensive to love because they could get hurt doing that. And they might treat a relationship more like a job. Don't I get in a relationship to, focus on money and materialism? And don't I work with other people of the world who offer me like financial resources to let go of old foundations that overwhelm me because those people are maybe emotionally balanced and I'm not? And I think I'll just balance out my emotions. I think I'll be happy. I think I'll be happy moving forward with this worldly relationship because the relationships I maybe had been in where people wanted me to take creative, inspired action, to be vulnerable, to be open, to be loving, that was overwhelming, and I might have done some immature things in that relationship that caused that relationship to end. And now that relationship ended and I'm trying to balance out my emotions about some loving people that I could have been in my life, but because I live more from my mind than my head, and I think life is all about looking victorious in the world, focusing on money and materialism, I could have even been willing to walk away from that foundation to go get in a relationship with someone else who's creating the illusion that they want to heal things with me, but really the person who they could go be getting in a relationship with, could be wanting to be in a relationship with them maybe because they're competitive I want you to pick me. I want you to let go. Don't move forward with that job. Don't move forward with those loving, supportive, emotionally balanced people in your life. Come be in a relationship with me. Pick me. I'll offer you money and materialism. I'll indulge you. I'll let you be the boss. I'll, try to, I don't know, coddle your pride and ego or something. Because they have their own fears and insecurities about moving forward. So they might get in a relationship that they feel they've missed an emotional opportunity with. But if this is the type of foundation, the way that they view life, and they don't want to walk away from this illusion that they have about the world and what life is like, or, having to grow or mature themselves and learn lessons and maybe walk away from old ways of being, maybe distance themselves from some people in their life. We all are tempted to repeat patterns of the past because we know how to work with those type of people. We know how to work in that type of job. We know how to deal with those type of people. And instead of being bold and brave to believe in ourselves, that I'm going to move forward in my life, I don't want to kind of repeat the same pattern. There's some people who really have a lot of fear of change. And they really, for some, they don't want to be held accountable for their actions. If they were to move forward, maybe they'd have to be held accountable for their actions. Maybe it would require them to listen to their intuition. Some people don't want to listen to their intuition because when they listened to their intuition before, a relationship didn't work out, so now they don't trust themselves. Well, the whole thing is, I know I felt that way before, right? Where you feel like, oh my gosh, my picker is wrong. Could someone help me? But the whole thing is, we get into certain relationships because there was a purpose. We were meant to learn a lesson. And that person was the type of person that maybe had those traits and characteristics about things that was going to maybe challenge us to stand up for ourselves and believe in ourselves, And sometimes it can feel like you're addicted to someone, like, oh my God, you're like so determined to want to be in a relationship with them and hold on to them because we have a lot of fear of believing in ourselves, going on our own, listening and trusting ourselves. Well, that's a big lesson to learn in life too. You keep not trusting yourself, and out of your fear and insecurity, you keep staying in relationships or jobs that you should be leaving. Well, guess what? You're probably going to be trying to heal a relationship with someone who is all about their wants, their needs, their lusts, their greed, maybe bossy, maybe controlling. And you're going to you think they're your wish fulfillment, but you keep feeling like you're missing an emotional opportunity in this relationship because the person keeps holding back and distancing themselves from you, maybe leaving you completely, and you keep waiting for them to come back. That person came into your life for a reason. There was a lesson you needed to learn before you were ready for the next phase of your life. And until you learn that lesson, you can't go to the next phase of your life because you're going to repeat that pattern. Until you learn to take action in the world, loving and believing in yourself, offering love to your own fears and insecurities and self-limiting beliefs about yourself, to see through your fears and insecurities, to look at what's possible, put the work and effort to get balance within yourself from a foundation of love, that's when you can have a new emotional beginning. Because you've now aligned with not clinging to the past, but taking that bold, brave action to believe in your dreams. You saw the truth. You saw through the illusions and the fear. And you took that bold, brave, confident action to overcome your inner conflict, your fear, your pride, your ego, to stand up for yourself and protect your more vulnerable emotional nature, and to protect love. That it's like nobody's coming into my future if they're not aligned with love. If they don't know that to choose love on a daily basis Every moment of every day is a free will choice, and they're not coming with. I have gone within in my Virgo energy to gain insight and wisdom about the past. And I've learned my lesson, and I'm focused on my future, and I'm going to have a new beginning. I'm going to add that lesson to my foundation. I'm going to invest in bringing down that old way of thinking or believing about myself, let go of those old relationships, friend dynamics, work dynamics, whatever, that weren't stable to last long term. And I've seen that light has been shed, that way of thinking or believing about myself or investing in those type of relationships or jobs wasn't meant to last long term, because I was kind of building my life and my version of myself within it, kind of based on some fear and insecurity, or they were. And I am now willing to give it everything I've got to balance out my strong emotions, because I deserve to be in long-term, emotionally fulfilling relationships. So I offer love to the past. I offer love to myself, so I can let the past go and I can take action in my life to get the justice I deserve, which is to be emotionally balanced in the energy of love, because the Chariot is Cancer energy. Love, home, family, self-love. And I'm going to move forward in an emotionally balanced manner, because I've taken the reins of my dualistic nature, and my dualistic nature of fear and insecurity, or enabling and overloving people who are being disrespectful or unkind or whatever, bossy or controlling. I'm not going to be out of balance anymore. I'm moving forward in an emotionally balanced way, and I'm no longer clinging to the past, because my foundation has taken that bold creative action to move forward. And in my Leo energy, I'm emotionally brave and confident to listen to my intuition. I've seen life from a higher perspective in my Aquarius energy, and I have my back to the past. I am not repeating that pattern of life. I'm looking to the future, and I have my sword of truth out, that if people are aligned with my truth, I can work together with them from a deep emotional foundation. The Six of Cups can be also people who want to repeat patterns of the past, and you have your sword up to people who think they can work with you emotionally and repeat these patterns. It's like, I'm done. I've reconciled myself with the past. I have grown and matured myself. I now take more stable, grounded action in my life. I'm taking that lesson I've learned to close out in the World card a cycle of life. And I'm emotionally and vulnerably stepping forward, taking bold, brave, confident action, looking at life as an adventure to be lived in my Sagittarius energy. I've educated myself. I've wrapped my brain around this difficult, emotionally confusing game of life. And the people who are in shadowy energy are going to have to repeat a pattern, because they haven't learned that lesson yet. So, the possible outcome, you high vibe people are putting an end to being in your pride and ego and dealing with people who are operating from pride and ego. Again, the Seven of Wands and the Six of Wands is Leo energy. It can be about pride and ego. You're putting an end to being defensive to have an emotionally new beginning. There might be someone, Seven of Pentacles, Hierophant, Taurus energy. It could be a new job offering you a new beginning, since this is Pentacles, and that's about the 3D world. And the Taurus energy can be about establishments and business. So you could have a new business job opportunity that wants to offer you a new beginning, and you're going to put an end to being defensive to that. And you're going to move forward in love and be more careful about what you invest in next time, so you don't make decisions more out of pride or ego or fear or insecurity, and you're going to move forward victoriously. And the people that are in shadowy energy that might be going and having a new beginning, those people aren't willing to do that, so they're putting an end to overcoming their inner conflict and standing up for themselves. Some people don't want to stand up for themselves. Some people could have people in their life that wouldn't like it if they were to be bold and brave and stand up for themselves. They could have shadowy people in their life who like to manipulate them, like to control them. And if they're not willing to stand up for themselves, to invest in love and believing in themselves and moving forward, they're going to keep defending ways of being that backstab and betray them, defend people in their life who backstab and betray them. Because if we're not building a foundation on love, why are we working together with people? Why are they working together with us? Probably because of their fear, their insecurity. Someone in their pride and ego could be trying to stop someone for standing up for themselves because they want them to keep emotionally staying invested in the past and in not working with just the things of the world. Don't make it about hope and faith and creativity and love. Be practical. Life's about stability and security and image and status. You should come back here and go get in a relationship with me. Don't go get the life. Don't get your divine inheritance. Don't go get the life you deserve to go get if you were willing to stand up and believe in yourself. Don't do that. No, come back here and get in a relationship with me. Maybe I was in a relationship and it ended. I thought I was going to move forward and be victorious, but it didn't. And now I'm defensive and I'm kind of in my pride and ego and I don't dare invest in love and believe in myself. So come back here and get in a relationship with me. Or this person who doesn't want to move forward keeps trying to get in relationships with other people who may be experiencing an ending in their life who are maybe now defensive. It's like, oh, cool, I'll invest in you. Do you want to, can I create an illusion that I'm healed and that I'm ready to be in a love relationship? Oh, by the way, I'm kind of codependent and I haven't learned how to fill my own cup. So basically, I want to be in a relationship with you because of my wants, my needs, my lust, my greed. And if they know someone who right now might have inner conflict about being bold and brave and confident in their life, might be a little bit in their pride and ego and have a little inner conflict going on because maybe a relationship for them ended, well, this person's going to move in and hope that if they present themselves as being like a loving person, that someone who doesn't know them or has illusions or isn't listening to their intuition will go ahead and offer to have a new beginning with them. And everybody's going to have some lessons to learn. No shame in learning lessons. You know, you can have the best intentions, and if people kind of present themselves with a false front, you know, you're not stupid, you're not naive. You know, some people got really good social mass, right? Just keep listening to your intuition to find out the truth. Is this person operating more from or still living life from a foundation of heartbreak and making decisions more from their mind and their heart? Do they seem to be connected in with their emotions? Do they seem to be intuitively connected? Or are they kind of maybe more of a emotionally detached, maybe a little bit more about presenting a facade? You know, you're going to learn lessons one way or the other. No shame in learning lessons in life. But just be careful. If your intuition is telling you one thing and you want to ignore it, you might get caught up in a whole new cycle with someone that you're going to regret you maybe got into. So I shuffled also before I turned on the camera the Aboriginal Dreaming Totem, and you got confident. You confuse, or people confuse, confidence with ego. There is no shame in confidence. It's about knowing who you are and what you want, and most importantly, having the courage to stand in your own power. Some people with the King of Wands and a lot of wand energy and fire energy out here, some people mistake operating from stubbornness and pride and ego as being powerful, and really we would be more vulnerable in the world and open because that's what's truly shows your strength, you know. But some people think, oh no, I got to be defensive, I've got to show that, I don't know, I don't back down, I don't make mistakes or whatever, I don't know. Anyway, this came out because of exhaustion. Long and challenging as this journey is, it is worth the struggle. The results are long term and worth every sacrifice made along the way. Some of you had to let go of someone in your life, maybe an Aquarius or someone who has a lot of mental conflict about being balanced and loving, or is all about being the center of attention, or making their life all about money and materialism as the driving factor in their life, and you had to let them go. And if any of them approach you creating the illusion they want to heal things with you because they basically want to maybe take sexual action towards you, you might communicate to them that you're no longer in mental conflict in your pride and ego. You've come to terms with the past, and you've been illuminated to the truth, and you're aligned with love within yourself, and you're moving forward and taking bold creative action in your life. And if they aren't someone who's done that same thing, you're going to offer peace to them, but you're going to keep moving forward. So then I also got a quote calendar, and you got January 11th. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. James Baldwin, a novelist, playwright, and social critic. So there you go, Scorpio energies of the world. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.